Hi, hello everyone. In this video we are going to see about poetry comprehension. Here you are to read an unknown poem and answer the questions below them. This exercise tests your powers of understanding, interpretation, expression in your own language. This poem comprehension is different from prose comprehension. This exercise is more difficult than prose comprehension because the sentences are inverted. They are short and compressed, demanding more reading. There is rhyming scheme, rhythm, and musical quality in poem comprehension. In this poem comprehension, bold, poetic, and sometimes technical words are used. Figures of speech are employed. The background is not clear when a portion of a long poem is presented. The use of I, you, that is, though, the, sometimes confuses you. The meanings are hidden, implied and suggested, demanding a skill to find, draw out and explain. The narration on many times is indirect. Thus, this poem comprehension is different from prose comprehension. Now, let's see the steps to evaluate this poem comprehension. For your better understanding, I had given you few clues. Read the poem once to grasp the idea and read the questions. Read a second time to locate answers. Find rhyme scheme and figure of speech if there are questions on them. Select the essential you need and reject the unwanted and generalize the poem if necessary. Then identify the speaker, the person spoken to, and the I and you in the poem. Understand the tone, that is, serious, satirical, light-hearted, or funny. Write out the answer in simple words of your own. If you are compelled to use any poetical word, put it within quotation. Then be faithful to the text you are going to write. Don't add your thoughts and emotions. You can express your thoughts in questions of interpretation if needed. Check up your answer with the text. Read again, finally, to correct expression and spelling and to simplify narration if possible. Let's see an example for poem comprehension. The poem begins. A bird came down the walk. He did not know. I saw. He bit an angleworm in halves and ate the fellow raw. A bird came down the walk. He did not know. I saw. He bit an angleworm in halves and ate the fellow raw. So, who came down the walk? A bird. He did not know. I saw. Here he represents to the bird. I represents to the poet. So the bird did not notice the poet. He bit an angleworm in halves. So the bird bite an angleworm in halves and ate the fellow raw. He did not cook. Raw means without cooking. The bird ate the fellow. Fellow means here angleworm. And then he drank a dew from a convenient grass and then hopped sidewise to the wall to let a beetle pass. And then after eating the angleworm raw, the bird drank a dew. Dew means drop of water from a convenient grass. Where is the water? From the grass. And then hopped sideways to the wall. Then it moved towards the wall to let a beetle pass. At the time a beetle passes by the bird. He glanced with rapid eyes that hurried all abroad. They looked like frightened beasts, I thought. He stirred his velvet head. He glanced with rapid eyes. Rapid means quick movement. He glanced means seeing. So, quick movement he is that hurried all abroad. He is looking around. They look like frightened beads. So the eyes are compared to beads, which is frightened. Frightened means fearful. I thought, the poet thinks like that. He stirred his velvet head. Then the bird stirred his head, which is looking like velvet. Like one in danger, cautious, I offered him a crumb, and he unrolled his feathers and rode him softer home. Like one in danger, cautious, I offered him a crumb. The poet thinks that the bird feels dangerous and cautious, so the poet offers a crumb. Crumb means a little bit of food, and he unrolled his feathers and rode him softer home. Then the bird, on seeing the poet, he unrolled his feathers. He spread his feathers and rode him softer home. He began to fly. Then oars divide the ocean, two silver for a seam. It's look like the birds flying on the sky. Looks like the oars. Oars means in the boat we are using oars not to for sailing, that divide the ocean to silver of a seed, which means the sea water looks like silver. Or butterflies off banks of noon leap plashless as they swim. Or the bird is compared to butterflies at the bank of noon, at the noon time, looking around the bank of the rivers. Leap means flying, plashless as they swim, as they fly. So the poet compares the bird to a oar and a butterfly. What is the poem about? So now let's see the comprehension question. What is the poem about? The choices are given to you. A normal occurrence in nature of a bird searching for its food and its interaction with a human. A fight between a bird and a poet. A bird eating a beetle. A bird teaching others how to eat a worm. But the choices are not given to you in your examination. I had given you for your better understanding. So the choice is the number 1. A normal occurrence in nature of a bird searching for its food and its interaction with the human. The poem describes the natural actions of a bird searching for its food and its reaction when confronted with the human. There is no fight between the poet and the bird. While the poet is cautious and the bird flies away. The bird's choice of food is the worm, and it actually gives way to the beetle to pass it. The bird is interested in eating its own food and is not teaching others. So the choice is number 1. Let's move to the next question. Find antonyms for careless, cooked, courageous and slow for the poem. The options are convenient, raw, frightened, rapid, cautious, hurried, frightened, rapid, cautious, raw, hoped, rapid, cautious, raw, frightened, rapid. So the choice is fourth one. Cautious, raw, frightened, rapid or antonyms for careless, courageous and slow from the poem. Let's move to the next question. What did the bird do with its feathers? The choices are: the bird cleaned its feathers. The bird spread out its feathers and flew. The bird used the feathers to protect itself. The bird used the feathers to push the beetle. The answer is the bird spread out its feathers and flew. The poet describes the bird as having spread its wings and then flying away from the poet. The use of feathers to fly is equated to oars on a ship and the flutter of a butterfly. Let's move to the next question. Why has the poet called the grass convenient? The choices are: because the bird could see the beetle in the grass, because grass is greener on other side, because it was easy for the bird to have dew from it, because the bird could see the worm in the grass. The answer is because it was easy for the bird to have dew from it. The poet feels that after eating the raw worm, the bird needed water and it could go and get it from a dew on the grass. So Like this, the questions will be asked. Hope you understood the poem comprehension. So practice only makes perfect. Read and read, enjoy the poem, then you can write the poem comprehension and get good marks in your test. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this.